Hi, welcome. I am here with just a short video about something that I've been noticing from a couple of different ends in myself and also in people I work with. And it's that disconnect between people when something seems to be happening that doesn't make sense. Oh, and we probably know it from both ends, right? I know I do. The feeling of watching someone do something, overreact, or be judgmental, or act like a jerk, and thinking that doesn't make any sense. Why are they acting that way? Why are they making a fuss? Why should she do that? Why should he do that? That kind of, it's like partly confusion, but it's also judgment. Sometimes it's like righteous indignation in response to something intolerable that doesn't make sense. Okay, that's one side of it. And the other is being on the receiving end of that. Those moments when someone shuts down to us because we're not making sense. When someone feels like we're being unreasonable or intolerable, and they aren't understanding us. And so from either end, what's happening obviously is a disconnection. You know, when we don't understand each other, we can't see each other, we're disconnected. And one of the important things to do when we're disconnected is to get curious, interested, so that especially as parents, when we're finding ourselves saying and thinking it doesn't make any sense, she shouldn't act that way, he shouldn't talk that way, they shouldn't, ignore me this way. Anytime we find ourselves in that pattern, it's so useful to get curious and back up. Maybe a step, 2 steps, 3 steps, 5 steps. What's happening? Is there a moment where I noticed a shift in how things were going? Maybe it wasn't a huge drama, but I noticed something start to shift. Is there something that happened that maybe made this child more vulnerable, or scared, or upset, or worried? Are they upset about something going on outside of their relationship with me? Is this an offload of stress? All the questions we can ask to get to know it. I'm not saying the only work to do is to understand people, but connection is key. So when we get curious and we wonder and we connect and we kind of find our way into what's going on rather than dismiss it, we actually connect to a lot of power. Because as parents, we have no power without connection and without understanding. And sometimes we don't even think about the power. We just let go. We're just blaming. This is how he is. It's always been this way. It's someone else's fault. But when we stop and we get curious and we get interested and we start to investigate a little bit, not like pull it apart with our minds, but just let our curiosity work its way in, sometimes we discover things. We're like, oh, wait a minute, I wonder if. And that's when we have the power to shift the disconnect that's happening, to find ways to connect, and so that the next step can be one of understanding and connection. When we're on the other side of it, when we're not being understood, when we're not feeling connected, and maybe we don't have the words or the tools to express it and change it, connection is still key, but often it's internal connection. So if you're feeling misunderstood, dismissed, judged, and the other person isn't yet in a place of being curious, you can still do something by turning inward and being curious about your own feelings. Maybe you know you're overreacting. Maybe you know that what's going on in you doesn't make sense given the circumstances. So you stop and get curious about yourself. What am I feeling? What's up in me? From a tender place, from a curious place. Where did this start? What are the words I'm saying to myself? Can I listen to them with curiosity, not being caught up in the story, but really hearing and thinking about the story? Okay, so those are some things maybe to try if you are confronting a sense of disconnect. And thank you so much for watching, and have a lovely day.